Hi everyone, this is Rich8, and today I'm going to make a manual TDC tutorial. However, it's focused on Mapwork and not the actual tools themselves. So, I'm going to press M to go to the world map, and here right now I'm tasked with scuttling a abandoned U-boat that got hit by a mine and the batteries got ruptured and chlorine gas spread throughout the entire working compartments of the ship and the crew's dead. So, the first thing I want to point out is when you come into a situation where you have a contact detected, there is a method to get the speed well in advance before you see the contact, and that is marking that contact and waiting 3 minutes and then setting another mark on its new position. So I'm going to do this out, I guess, try it over here. And when I do my map work, I zoom in just enough to where if I zoom in one more time, these lines disappear. And that's where I do all my work. So let's say that we have a tiny group spotted on the hydrophone or reported from BDU. I'm going to go to it. I'm going to place my mark because you can't directly place it on a contact. So it would highlight light blue. So I bring my mouse down below it until that light blue disappears, and in this case, the U96 label disappears. So then I place a mark, like so. So I'm just gonna put a mark over here because we're pretending that contact is out there. And then what I do after doing that is I go to whoever is on an attack periscope or the targeting optic, press M, zoom in to first person, I go to the chronometer, I click start, and you're going to watch the minute hand. In this instance, it's being used as the second hand. And I'm going to time compress forward. 1 minute. 2 minutes. Slow it down. Back to regular speed. And 3 minutes, and I stop, and I close that. I go back to the map. So we're still imagining that this target is out here moving, and for example, we'll say since we first put this point down, the target moved this direction, 1 kilometer, heading northeast about-ish. Alright? So we have that. And we're gonna mark this as the second mark. Just put it down here. That's good enough. So because it's been 3 minutes, when you measure it out with the compass, you're going to get, in this case, 1 kilometer or 1,000 meters, which would translate to 10 knots. If, for example, you measure it out and they moved 600 meters, that would translate to 6 knots. 700 meters, 7 knots, so on and so forth. So we have the speed and we have the direction of travel. So what else can we do? Or well, what else do we need for a firing solution? Because we'll pretend that this dot is us, alright? Getting a torpedo solution requires knowing what heading the ship is going. And in order to get this information, what I do is I take the protractor and I find a line where I can, well, a place in between the grids where I can start drawing a makeshift compass. So I click over here and I drag it down past the track of my contact. I put the vertex here and draw east. So I have a 90-degree angle facing the east. You get your protractor tool. You can, if you want, you can mark the point, but I'm not going to in this case. You can start anywhere along this line. I find it easiest just to start from the beginning of the line because there's this point snapping feature. So, and then I zoom into here, do that, and then I click onto the last marked point. And now we have the direction of travel. In this case, 70 degrees northeast. So you would go into your targeting object and click here, and you would type in 70. There you have it. That is the direction of the travel of your currently tracked target. So I'm gonna actually try it on the U-boat that I have here that I need to scuttle. And I know for a fact that it is doing 1 knot in reverse. So what I'm going to do is, first we're going to get the course of the target. Because it's going in reverse, we can just type in -1 knot when we get to that. But first I'm going to do this. Let's see. I'm going to draw this out to here. Should be good enough, yep. Get my protractor tool. Start here. I'm actually going to come down to here. I'm going to draw a 90-degree angle to the west. So in this case, 90. Actually, you know what? We're going to do it this way because the boat is facing to the northeast, and it would be more accurate if I do it like this. And then we're going to measure the angle inside here. And we're going to measure this acute angle, not the obtuse angle here, because the ship is going this direction. Well, the ship is facing this direction, but it's reversing in the other direction. But because we're going to input the speed as a negative value, which means it's going in reverse, the TDC is still going to calculate the necessary gyro angle for impact. So I get 61 degrees as its current course. So I'm going to go into the USO and type in 61 and press enter for the course. We have -1 degrees. I'm going to face the target, go to the statometer. I'm going to press E until the waterline of the U-boat is at the top of the conning tower. I don't know if I should do it at the flag mast, but I mean the distance should be so minimal it's not even going to matter, and it's barely moving. So we're going to do that. Come to our torpedoes, and we're going to fire 2 torpedoes at this. But here's how I do it. It's kind of a laggy interface. I don't know if it's working. There we go. So your standard practice of what most people would probably do is flood both tubes. That's what I would do. But right now, there's this dispersion that is set to 100 meters, and there's no way to change it. And I don't want dispersion. So I'm going to unflood tube 4. And I'm only going to use tube 3. I'm going to aim for about maybe here. No, I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to aim for the center of the ship. I'm going to fire tube 3, flood tube 4. 30 seconds to impact. 20 seconds, fire tube 4. Go to the map. And as you can see, I've got pretty damn good track on the torpedo. Impact. 10 seconds to torpedo 2 impact. Man, that looks really nice. Impact. And there it goes. U3 has been successfully scuttled. Rest in peace, everyone on board. You did your job.
Kurs setzen.
And we're gonna head away from here.
Schneller, schneller!
And so this method applies to everything you'll encounter. It gets difficult when things start maneuvering. I have no practice against maneuvering targets with this method though. I don't use the angle on the bow indexer that is currently in the game because it never matches where I'm going. Right now I'm facing to the northeast, but if I go into the AOB, this white plastic disc is supposed to be representing my ship, and right now it's telling me I'm heading west when clearly I'm heading northeast. So I don't understand. I don't understand this tool at all. Plus it's so small I cannot read the angle on the bow indications at all. But that's how I do things in this game, and I'm starting to have a lot of success. Because you don't have a true compass in this game. We'll say, for example, you have a ship that is in fact going southwest, like so, right? So you measure out the angle that this is producing for the track off of your compass line. You get 122, right? But you're gonna need to do some math. If the value on your compass would in fact be greater than 180, remember, south is 180, north is 0, east is 090, west is 270. So if something is heading anything westerly on the compass, you're going to need to do 360 minus the value. So in this case, 360 minus 122, which would give you a true course of 238 degrees. And you do your speed calculation. If the weather is good and you can see the target, you can use the chronometer and get your speed calculation from that. But I like to determine the speed well in advance. But that is how I've been getting kills on my patrols so far. I haven't been able to do a nice long patrol because of the bugs in the game, but it's early access. It's like a G7E torpedo. There's a lot of teething problems, but they'll work out the kinks. I hope this helped, and yeah, good luck. Happy hunting.